In the quiet hills of West Yorkshire lies the town of Todmorden, a place unassuming in appearance, yet infamous in paranormal circles. In 1980, Todmorden became the centre of one of Britain's most perplexing UFO mysteries. The story that unfolded would involve a respected police officer, a missing man, and events that defied both science and logic. To this day, many believe something otherworldly happened here, and the truth remains hidden in plain sight. On the 28th of November 1980, just before dawn, Police Constable Alan Godfrey set out on a standard patrol. His task: investigate reports of wandering cattle near Burnley Road on the edge of Todmorden. The air was still, and the town lay under a blanket of early morning silence. But what began as routine soon spiraled into something extraordinary, an event that would permanently link Godfrey and the town itself to one of Britain's most infamous unexplained encounters. As Godfrey approached the reported location, he saw an object floating above the road, roughly 20 feet wide and 14 feet high. The craft had a diamond-like shape and spun silently above the ground. Light shone from its base, and swirling leaves seemed caught in a force field beneath it. Attempting to radio headquarters, he received only static. Moments later, his memory would falter, and what happened next would leave more questions than answers. In what felt like a blink of an eye, PC Godfrey found himself further down the road. The craft had vanished, but when he checked the time, it was nearly 30 minutes later than he expected. A full half hour had vanished. His boot was damaged, and a red, circular mark appeared on his foot. This missing time would become central to theories of abduction, with some suggesting he experienced direct contact with non-human entities. Struggling with fragmented memories, Godfrey underwent hypnotic regression. During sessions, he described being transported into the craft by strange beings. Inside, he claimed to meet a humanoid figure named Yosef, who oversaw medical examinations performed by robotic entities. The interior was sterile and bright lit, and the beings communicated telepathically. Although controversial, these hypnotic revelations added a chilling depth to the case, with details echoing those found in other global abduction stories. Just 5 months before the UFO incident, Todmorden faced another unsolved mystery. The body of Zigmund Adamski, a miner from Tingley, was found atop a coal heap in a locked yard. He had been missing for 5 days, and his body bore strange burn marks and a mysterious gel-like substance. Oddly, PC Godfrey was among the first on the scene. The connection between the Adamski case and the UFO encounter remains unexplained to this day. Godfrey's case attracted national attention, prompting interest from the military of defence. While publicly they offered no formal conclusion, UFO investigators later confirmed the incident was reviewed. Files connected to the Todmorden case were once classified, and Godfrey's account featured in both police and UFO reports. The apparent lack of public investigation only deepened suspicion. To some, it seemed the authorities knew more than they were willing to admit. The events of that night left Alan Godfrey with lasting personal consequences. He eventually left the West Yorkshire Police, citing stress and pressure linked to his UFO encounter. His marriage fell apart, and he struggled with the lingering effects of trauma. Godfrey never sought fame, only answers. His decision to speak publicly made him a divisive figure, but he remained consistent in his testimony, despite years of scrutiny, disbelief, and ridicule from skeptics and peers. The public's reaction was mixed. Many dismissed Godfrey's accounts as fiction or delusion, fueled by media sensationalism. Others, especially within UFO and paranormal circles, considered it one of the most credible reports ever made. After all, Godfrey was a police officer trained in observation and unlikely to fabricate such a tale. The divide between believers and skeptics only widened as more details emerged. Even now, people debate whether his story was fantasy or fact. From newspaper front pages to late-night interviews, Godfrey's encounter became a media sensation. His story was featured in numerous books and documentaries, and he even appeared on programs such as This Morning and The One Show. Despite media pressure, his account never changed. The case became a benchmark for UFO investigations in the UK and continues to be referenced in discussions of credible alien encounters by official personnel. Todmorden is no stranger to the unexplained. Residents have reported ghostly sightings, poltergeist activity, and strange lights in the sky for decades. Some locals believe the area sits on a ley line, an ancient path of spiritual energy. Others say the geography and isolation of the surrounding moors attracts phenomena from beyond our world. Whether coincidence or not, the Godfrey incident fits into a much larger pattern of strange events in this quiet Yorkshire town. Only weeks after the Todmorden incident, another major UFO event unfolded, this time in Rendlesham Forest, Suffolk. Over multiple nights in December 1980, US Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Bentwaters witnessed unexplained lights and even a landed craft. Like Godfrey's account, their reports included missing time, bright beams, and government silence. The similarities between these two events suggest something far broader was occurring across the UK during that mysterious winter. In 1987, just miles from Todmorden, another shocking claim surfaced. A retired policeman alleged he was abducted by a strange being on Ilkley Moor. He even snapped a photograph of the creature, an image that remains highly debated. The man, like Godfrey, described lost time and unsettling memories under hypnosis. With multiple former officers claiming such encounters, it became harder to dismiss the idea that something truly strange was happening in the Yorkshire hills. Encounters like Godfrey's challenge our understanding of reality. Are these simpler hallucinations, military experiments, or do they suggest something more? Visits from non-human intelligence. These cases compel us to look beyond conventional science. They touch the quantum theory, consciousness, and interdimensional possibilities. Rather than dismissing the unexplained, many argue we should investigate with open minds and rigorous tools. Perhaps the answers we seek lie just outside our current grasp of science and reason. Scientists and psychologists have attempted to explain Godfrey's story through known phenomena. Some suggest sleep paralysis, hallucination, or stress-related trauma. Others point to potential electromagnetic interference affecting the brain. While these explanations can apply to certain aspects, they don't account for physical evidence, like damaged footwear, missing time, or shared sightings. The case sits uneasily between science and speculation, resisting simple categorization and fueling debate between believers and skeptics to this day. The Godfrey incident has inspired books, documentaries, podcasts, and even fictional adaptations. Artists have depicted the encounter in paintings, stage plays, and digital renderings. For some, it's a cautionary tale about what happens when truth is ignored. For others, it's a gateway into a greater discussion about alien life and our place in the cosmos. Todmorden itself has become a symbol of the unknown, its name forever linked to one of Britain's greatest modern mysteries. Despite the passage of time, researchers continue to study the Todmorden case. Independent UFO groups, paranormal societies, and academic researchers all revisit the details in search of new insights. Alan Godfrey has been interviewed numerous times, and newer technologies may one day shed more light on what occurred. The case remains open, not in the legal sense, but in the minds of those still looking for evidence that something truly extraordinary took place. Today, Alan Godfrey remains a quiet but resolute figure in the world of paranormal research. He doesn't seek attention, but is willing to speak at events and share his experience. His story has never changed. For him, the incident was life-altering. Though he carries emotional scars, he continues to advocate for respectful inquiry into unexplained phenomena. His courage in coming forward has helped others to speak out, and may yet pave the way to future revelations. The people of Todmorden have come to embrace their place in paranormal history. Once whispered about, the Godfrey case is now openly discussed in local pubs, historical societies, and even tourism leaflets. Paranormal investigators frequently visit, and UFO-themed walks take place on anniversaries. The incident has become part of the town's identity. What was a source of local embarrassment is now an enduring tale, part of a legacy that refuses to be forgotten. The Todmorden case is now studied in broader academic contexts. It's used in sociology to explore belief systems, in psychology to discuss memory and trauma, and in cultural studies examining folklore in modern times. UFO phenomena are no longer fringe topics, they're subjects of serious debate. By examining these events, we gain insight not just into the unexplained, but into how we as humans process fear, wonder, and the possibility that we are not alone. What happened in Todmorden is not unique. Across the world, people report eerily similar encounters, glowing lights, abductions, strange beings, and missing time. From Roswell to Zimbabwe, such stories share motives and patterns. Either these are universal experiences embedded into human consciousness, or they point to a shared external source. The Godfrey case links Britain to this global phenomenon, suggesting we're part of something much larger, something that may one day reveal itself to us all. Regardless of belief, it's vital we treat witnesses like Alan Godfrey with empathy and respect. Too often, experiences are mocked or marginalised. Yet these are real people with real trauma. Whether we believe in aliens or not, their experiences deserve consideration. The stigma surrounding paranormal claims must be challenged, so we can build a space for open, rational dialogue. In listening to witnesses, we not only learn about the phenomena, but also about ourselves. Hypnotic regression has been central to many abduction cases, including Godfrey's. Critics argue it can create false memories, while others say it unlocks deeply buried experiences. In Godfrey's case, details recalled under hypnosis match those in unrelated reports from around the world. Whether these memories are literal or symbolic remains debated, but they hold emotional power, and for witnesses, they offer a form of understanding, however uncertain. Hypnosis, like the paranormal itself, remains a grey area. The unexplained demands curiosity, not ridicule. Dismissing witnesses or unexplained evidence closes the door on potential discovery. Instead, we must embrace open inquiry, where silence, spirituality, and mysteries can coexist in respectful dialogue. Alan Godfrey's story may never have a definitive ending, but it invites us to keep asking, keep searching, and keep believing that the universe still holds secrets yet to be revealed. True progress lies not just in answers, but in asking the right questions. Over 4 decades later, the Todmorden UFO incident remains one of the UK's most compelling and enduring mysteries. Alan Godfrey's story has inspired, divided, and fascinated generations of truth seekers. Whether viewed as a genuine alien encounter or an unsolved psychological event, it continues to haunt the boundary between reality and the unknown. Todmorden stands as a quiet witness to something unexplainable, something that still lingers in the misty morning air and in the minds of many.